Hi, welcome back. In this video, we'll see the functionalities of operating system. Guys, functionalities means in general features. Features of the operating system, we can call it as functionalities of operating system. Means what an operating system can do for you is nothing but functionalities of operating system. If you are an expert user, if you have some technical knowledge and trying to work with the computer, then you can easily know these functionalities. One is it can able to process, it can able to do process management, it can able to perform memory management, file management, device management, security management, job accounting, secondary storage management, process management, networking, coordination between other users and the softwares, etc. Not only these, we can have many things are available, right? So, in other words, if I say functionalities means what the operating system having the capabilities of operating system, you can call, right? So, let's take one by one and we'll try to explain in a brief manner and we'll try to learn in depth about each and everything in the further videos. Let's see the first one, process management. Guys, when you have written a program or any kind of a user program, if it is under a running of the main memory, then we can call it as process. In general, in a system, we are going to have n number of processes. N number of processes, right? Among all these processes, which process has to execute first? Which process has to execute first? And which process has to give priority? Which process has to execute first? Which process has to give priority? All these things will be decided and it is a responsibility of operating system when it comes to the aspect of multi-programming environment. And this concept we can call it as process scheduling, guys. In process scheduling, we are going to schedule which process need to execute first and which process has to be executed later point, which process has to be preempted, means which process has to forcefully thrown away and which process has to be non-preempted. All those things will be decided by the operating system itself. That is one of the functionality of operating system. Okay, next one, that will be the second one, memory management. It can able to handle the memory area. Operating system has to handle the memory area, means it has to keep track of all the memory, right? Because it has to know how many bytes of memory are usable and how many bytes of memory are free, what amount of memory is allocated to which process, all those things has to know by the operating system. That is useful in order to allocate the remaining free memory to the other process, right? So if I say something, what kind of addresses allocated to which process, something like address 1 allocated to, address 100 allocated to process 1, and for process 2 addresses starts allocating from 104, like that. It has to keep track of all the things. And certain situations, somebody might ask for memory. When somebody might ask for memory, operating system is in a position to granting the access of memory or to reject the access of memory. This is also done by operating system itself. Okay, fine. Next one, file management. So if I say file management is a functionality of the operating system, which means in general in our system all the files are organized, which means in our system we can call technically as file system, organized in the form of directories, so that the advantage will be navigation will be easy and searching of files will be very easy, right? This is one of the feature that was provided by operating system, so that it is more convenient for the end user to move from one directory to another directory. Here directory means it's not only a simple directory, it will be a collection of files and again a directories, right? So certain situations where you are going to set certain kind of passwords for your files, that has to be monitored and that has to be maintained again by the operating system itself. Means it has to keep track of the information, what has stored at which location, what might be the user access rights to access the respective file, and what is the status of each and every file. All those things will be monitored by operating system itself. Okay, fine. Next one, device management. Device management, right? Means if you take the computer having various number of resources. Among all those resources, some resources might be a kind of printer, and it can be a kind of scanner, etc. These are all various kind of resources, right? All these devices, we can call it as devices, have to be handled by operating system itself. Why it need to handle? It needs to be handled to give access to certain processes, right? For example, if I got two process requests P1 and P2 trying to access a particular printer, at the same time I got the request, then operating system is in a position to give to which process I need to allocate the printer first. That is what it can able to handle various kind of devices, and it has to deallocate the devices which are no longer needed. Am I right or not? Right? Once I have used the printer and the process P1 is not using the printer, then it should be deallocated with the P1, so that if any new process comes into the picture, that I can able to assign. That will be handled by again the operating system itself. Okay. Next one will be security. Again, security is one of the aspect which is important nowadays, especially from the cyber thefts, all those things, right? So generally, when somebody is performing some kind of unauthorized access, operating system should be in a position to eradicate this kind of things, right? So that's the reason operating system is providing protection from unauthorized accesses by providing the login functionality, right? When you are trying to log in for using the system for the first time, it asks for the username and the password if you are enabled it, and something like some kind of intrusion detections might be happen. It has to be protected from it, and it has protected with respect to by providing various kind of firewalls, right? And it has to protect by providing or by eliminating various kind of malicious information, and it should be in a position to provide certain kind of response when certain kind of vulnerabilities happen, right? Certain things might be happen, something like some things you are trying to download. When you are trying to download, if it contains some kind of virus, you have to be in a position, the operating system is in a position to give some information to the system that there will be some vulnerabilities are there. Like that, our operating system will provide the security, right? Next one, job accounting. Job accounting means whatever the kind of, let me say, task, like let us say job 1, job 2, job 3. These are the requirements that are given by the end user while processing it, some kind of calculations. The operating system in a position to make it arranging the order in which they have to be executed. That is what we call it as job accounting. And if I say secondary storage management is one of the functionality, various kind of external memory devices that can be handled by the operating system itself, right? And process management, which we covered already as the first one. Next one is networking. Networking also done by the operating system itself, which means if a system wants to communicate with another system by establishing a network, right? Yes. Suppose for example, today we have turned on the Wi-Fi and like make necessary settings of all those username and the password. Later on the next day, if you come back and try to turn on the Wi-Fi, is it automatically connecting or not? Yes, it is going to automatically connect. These are all the things are going to be done by operating system itself, right? So something, what kind of settings I need to do, and it is going to monitor all the things by the operating system itself. And the last one is coordination among the users and the softwares, right? So which is capable of managing various kind of user applications, and these applications need to be used by an user, right? If a particular user having a certain right, then only he can able to use certain application. That also can be managed by the operating system itself, right? These are some of the functionalities of operating system. Hope you understood clearly, guys. Thank you.